Hey, what's up there? We're doing a tier list of the of my rankings of general amusement park rides. I'm not going to go into detail about certain rides over others of the same type. Just generalizations here because I don't care that much. So yeah, let's just get into it here. Looking at the tiers here, at the top is goated. Everyone knows what that means. Second is worth the line, so like it's good enough to stand in a line for the ride. Contextual is like maybe one of these ride types is better than another. It depends on the theme, depends on just a bunch of factors. So it could be bad, it could be good. Whereas the other ones are pretty much always going to be good, right? Don't bother is just kind of like it's there. Maybe if there's no line, you just want to mess around, kill some time, go on it, whatever. Meltdown repurpose is if it's like, if it's bad enough to where like no one should have to deal with it. And then government watch list is if you go on this ride or this type of ride, someone should be checking up on you. Okay, so let's just get started here. First off, we got bumper cars. Okay, it's little cars with rubber things surrounding it. You ram into other drivers. There's not really any goal though. There's no way to say who won or who didn't win. There's no counters as far as I know. No bumper cars I ever played had the counters on it. So maybe that exists. But in my experience, it's fun enough as a kid because you can't drive yet, and you're like, "Wow, this is driving." So it's that if you like cars, I would say it's contextual because some of them can be really fun. I can imagine a bumper car situation where it would be a really fun time. Maybe if the cars had cool themes, or sometimes it can just be boring. Next up, we have carousels. Classic. I mean, the thing about the carousel is, like, at this point, you can't get away from them. They're old enough to where the thing with carousels is you kind of have to respect their existence, even if you don't really find any enjoyment out of them. I think they're kind of there for like kids. Some of them can look really cool, really ornate designs, variations in the types of things you can ride on. I gotta give that, at least some marks. So I'm going to put this in the don't bother tier. You're not going to go to a theme park to ride the carousel, but hey, maybe you just need to kill 15 minutes, not a big line. You're just going to jump on there. Next off, we're just going to go into it. Roller coasters, right? So there are way too many types of roller coasters, but I don't care. I'm just going to do it all in one because generally the vibe is the same, right? You're in a car of some sort. You're on these rails. It's whipping you around. It's a fun time. Rarely, I think, does a roller coaster completely suck. Maybe if it hurts you or something, but that's not roller coaster's fault. That's the designer's fault and things like that. So I would say a roller coaster is generally going to be worth the line. I like more roller coasters than I don't like. I can't really think of many coasters that I would say no, I'm not going to go on that one purely because of the ride itself. Like sometimes the price might be too high or, whatever, other situations, but we're going to say roller coasters are worth the line. Okay. Next, we're going to go with, so this is a swinging ship, but they're called pendulum rides. So anything that you sit in and it swings you back and forth. I hate these things, to be honest. They usually don't really go super fast. It's really based on the excitement you get out of being suspended for a little bit and getting carried back down. I think it's a waste of time. I don't think it's fun. I don't care much for zero G types of feelings. I prefer high G feelings more than anything. So this is going to be controversial, but meltdown and repurpose these, okay? Make these into something else in this tier list, all right? So next up, the Scrambler. Okay? Scrambler, I don't know if it's nostalgia for me or if it's just that I just rode enough of these as a kid to where I just have pure euphoria when I think of these things. And I haven't been on one in a while, but I really want to. What's not to like? You're spinning around and then you're spinning around some more. You kind of get this weird, like, gyrating feeling that you don't get anywhere else. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say the Scrambler is goated, dude. Yeah, honestly, for as simple as it is, it's great. Okay. Next up, we're gonna do these tower drop rides. Okay, brings you up into the air, releases some mechanism, drops you. These are, again, with like just like the pendulum things. I don't like dropping. I don't like that feeling of falling. That's a me problem. But no, these are not sick. We're gonna melt all these down and repurpose them into scramblers. Okay. Next up, the tilt-a-whirl. Now this is something that it can be really fun if you get like a really nice greased up car that spins really well, and you maybe have the right weight distribution in the thing. But it is a community bonding type of ride, and it's important that you have a lot of people in there. You don't want to be in a tilt-a-whirl by yourself. Okay, it's not going to be a fun time. But maybe you get 5, 6, 7, 8 people in there, just crammed in, spinning around. That's fun. Unfortunately, this is going to go in the contextual tier still, just because there's so many factors that go into it to making it a good experience. I can't back every single tilt-a-whirl. So next up, we're going to enter the water section of the tier list. I have a couple water rides. First off, we're just going to go into water slides. I know these aren't just like a theme park, but I think it's an amusement ride, right? Water slides are kind of in the same category as roller coasters to me, and I'm not gonna we're gonna put these on worth the line. There can be really bad water slides, but I think conceptually, a really good water slide is just a wonderful feeling. When it's just so simple. It's just you sitting there in your bathing suit, water's just carrying you down. Rarely do I not have a good time on a water slide. Even like kind of the bad ones, I'm like, yeah, this is still like as long as I'm not getting hurt. I don't want to get rubbed up on the side of the thing, getting rashes. I don't want to break my neck or anything like that. The water slides are usually going to be worth the line. The next thing is these rapid rides, right? You sit in this big circular raft of sorts, and it kind of puts you down, some type of river. I don't like these. I don't like getting wet. If I'm wearing normal clothes, right? And that's the thing with these ones, always are in the regular amusement park area. They expect you to wear shoes, socks, your pants. And nowadays we have phones and stuff. I'm carrying at least 3 electronic devices at all time. I don't want to put them in a cubby before getting on the ride, because then I get off it and I got to put my phone in my wet pocket. No, I don't care. I'm not doing that. I'm going to say don't bother. I don't think these shouldn't exist. I just think they should exist elsewhere. And the last of the water rides, I shouldn't say last, but the last of the true water rides is like this big splash wave ride. It's like kind of just a roller coaster that pops you into a pool of water and just encompasses you in water. That's stupid. These are absolutely... I don't understand this at all. This is going to be government watch list here. Again, we all have these devices on us. But I can't even imagine this being worth it if I'm wearing a bathing suit. It's just not my thing. So, yeah, that's gonna be where that goes. Sorry. And then I guess this is kind of a water ride. It takes place on a boat, but the water isn't necessarily going to be the main thing. I'm just going to classify these things as like boat entertainment attractions. You sit in a boat and you go through various scenes. It's usually animatronics. So I'm talking Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a Small World, After All, whatever those things are. I don't hate these, actually. When I was a kid, I did cry on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride because I was scared of the pirates. I don't know if I thought they were real or something, but something was just emotionally overwhelming about that, so I did cry my eyes out. I mean, it was probably funny to watch like a 6-year-old like screaming at a robot pirate. So these ones, I'm gonna go with, these are contextual. These can be fun. I even don't hate the It's a Small World stuff. I think those have enough character and enough novelty, to be entertaining at least, right? So next up, we're just gonna do these. So this is my image for general kids rides. Usually it's gonna be a thing that you sit and it just goes in a circle. Not a whole lot of excitement going on, but it's for kids. Honestly, I feel like if I had a kid and went on a ride as like as a supervisor with this, I probably wouldn't hate it, because you probably get to see your child or maybe little brother or sister having fun, and that brings up your experience. Again, this is going to be contextual. I wouldn't go on it by myself for a variety of reasons, but Let's see if he had a kid. It'd be cool. Next up is the Gravitron. It's it's like that, like it's like a spaceship that you sit in and then it spins really fast and sucks you up against the wall. These things are sick, dude. I know it's more like a carnival ride. I don't know if that necessarily matters here, but no, these are fun. I'm gonna put this in worth the line because I've never had a bad time on these. These can get boring if you do multiple runs. Generally, I'm having a good time. Next up, we're gonna go. So this is the Ferris wheel, and a Ferris wheel can be cool. If there's a good scenic overlook, that's the thing with these Ferris wheels. There's so much variety to what you can be looking at. If it's just like at a carnival, skip it. The thing is, I can really only think of a very select few times that a Ferris wheel is cool. And the thing I really don't like about it is it takes so long. You get in there, and they always have to be letting someone out and putting someone else back in. So you stick at one little tiny spot for a little bit, then it goes up. It just keeps, so it ends up being like a 20-minute ordeal that you're just kind of sitting there. And especially the way down, you're just like, all right, let's get this over with. Like, give me a ladder, give me a bungee cord, I'll jump out, I'll be fine. So I'm going to put this in the don't bother tier. But the evolution of the Ferris wheel, in my opinion, is the Enterprise. If you know what this is, you sit in a little, so it starts sideways, like the circle bit is parallel to the ground, and then you sit in this little, these little carts or whatever. There's no seatbelt. It's just a gate that closes, and then it starts going around and around and around, and then it starts going up, and you start going upside down. And man, it is a rush. This is the first ride that actually got me into going upside down on rides, that taught me that it's not scary, really. It's just like a fun time. So honestly, the Enterprise is goated. I wish my local park still had one of these, because I haven't been on one in a really, really long time. And, I'll have to go find one some of these days here. But next up is the Slingshot. So you sit in this little thing with the big bungee cords or whatever, and it just whips you into the air. Government watch list, man. This is straight up. I kind of have to respect people who want to go on these things, because like it is nuts. Like this stuff, I see this stuff and I get scared just looking at it, because you don't know. I don't know. I don't like the idea of a bungee jump anyway, for the most part. And this is just slingshotting you into the air to do another bungee jump over and over and over and over again. No thanks. No thanks. The next one up, we're going to do, I don't know what these are called really, a tram, a trolley, a gondola. And they're not really rides per se, but they are still a thing that you get on at a park, and they transport you across. These are kind of cool, honestly. I don't really have a problem with these things. Sometimes they can be fun. You can look at a lot more stuff than you could on a Ferris wheel, and you also get to another location, unlike a Ferris wheel that just puts you straight back at the same place you started. We're going to put these in contextual, because you never know, like if it's like, it might take you to somewhere you don't necessarily need to be, but it could save you in a pinch, so worth thinking about. And the last one here is like these swings, these swinging swings, the spinning swings. I always get really apprehensive being on these things, because I don't know, not like they don't feel safe, I just don't like the feeling of it. I don't like being on like this little tiny fiberglass swing or whatever, just getting spun around. It's not a fun time to me. And they usually, I feel like, go for too long. You're just kind of stuck up there getting spun around. Not for me, man. I'm just not really into it. So I'm going to put the cat down. And I would say don't bother with these ones. Some people might enjoy it, but it's not really my thing, okay? So that's it. What do you think? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What's the verdict? Was I right? Who's to say? But yeah, this was my my tier list for these. And yeah, definitely be sure to juice this video, make me go viral. I'm sure a lot of people are really wanting to see this type of content. So yeah, thanks for watching.